Excuse me. Your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you?
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
It's the most emotional experience that a person can go through to know that what they're working on is something that has reached a generation of people.
Oh my God.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business. Thanks.
You know, I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film. You didn't write it. You didn't direct it. You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White. Right. You should shut up and do the job.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
Yeah.
Weird.
I would highly advise that you boycott this film, no matter how much your children love Snow White.
They're remaking the movie. They just got rid of the dwarfs. Okay,
but what do they call them?
Why would they get rid of the dwarves, though?
Magical
creatures. But they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures. You actually just went backwards. You actually just erased the dwarfism side of it. The disability, like we're a disability group. You just erased that whole image. The argument should have been from Peter Dinklage. There's power of being on TV. There's power of television. And to put 7 people with dwarfism on camera in a major Disney movie, there's still power there. If the story is offensive, change the story. Don't change the characters.
This is no ordinary apple, my dear. It's a magic wishing apple. A wishing apple? You offer it to me freely. In place of the patriarchy, you would have a queen! Not white, but diverse, inclusive, and equitable! I will become the leader I know I can be! All shall love me and despair!
Oh, what has she done to you? Fear not. First love's kiss can break any curse.
I'm gonna stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed on.
Oh, really? Are you having trouble paying your bills, Rachel? Did Steven Spielberg not pay you for your role in West Side Story? Did Disney fail to give you a healthy paycheck for, like, cry me a river? She's just exactly everything that we can't stand.
I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
I know this point has been made, but this truly is the worst casting maybe in the history of the film industry.
There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy, and she thinks it's about feminism and the patriarchy and about abortion. But the reality is she's just not stable, like the majority of people in Hollywood. They're just not stable human beings.
Rachel Zegler is not just trending. She's being parodied. First came The Simpsons, then South Park, and now the only people not laughing are Disney executives. What started as a fairy tale casting has turned into a full-blown cultural punchline.
She's not white, but she should be. Snow White needs to be white.
And while the world laughs, Rachel is crying on Instagram. This isn't just a PR nightmare. It's a collapse in real time. And it might just be one of the biggest image breakdowns we've seen from a Disney star in decades. Let's rewind for a second. Rachel Zegler was supposed to be Disney's Golden Girl after her breakout role in West Side Story. She landed the part of Snow White in Disney's latest live-action reboot. Huge opportunity, high expectations. But instead of promoting the legacy, she took a flamethrower to it. In interviews, Rachel called the original 1937 film outdated, mocked the love story, and dismissed the prince as...
It's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Creep. This wasn't subtle. It was aggressive. It was loud. And it came across as disrespectful to the story. She was hired to lead. What followed was a chain reaction. Fans were confused, critics were unimpressed, and instead of excitement around the film, Disney faced a PR dumpster fire. The film flopped hard, and the discourse didn't stop. If anything, it escalated. Then came The Simpsons with a savage cultural gut punch. Their episode, titled Snowwoke, the reimagining parodies a woke reboot of Snow White, clearly inspired by Rachel Zegler. take. In the episode, the princess is painted as a self-absorbed girl boss who bans princes, lectures the village, and watches her own movie bomb in an empty theater. This wasn't just satire. It was brutal. The Simpsons rarely take sides, but when they do, it sticks. The show distilled the internet's frustration and broadcasted it to millions. And Rachel, she didn't take it well. Sources say she was livid. And Disney, they quietly started pulling her from promo schedules. She went from the face of the film to being benched. The real damage wasn't the parody. It was the fact that America laughed and agreed, as if one animated roast wasn't enough. South Park joined in with their Pandaverse special.
Please, Kathleen Kennedy, stop ruining everything! But Kathleen Kennedy is all like, put another gay diverse woman in it, make it more f***ing lame! And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down! And then Bob Iger is all like, no, what's going on with my stocks? No, Kathleen Kennedy! Ah!
And if The Simpsons threw a jab, South Park threw a haymaker. Cartman becomes a woman of color. The cast is swapped for diversity avatars, and the whole thing is a takedown of corporate Hollywood, turning beloved stories into checklists. South Park didn't just mock the film. They targeted Zegler by name, dragging her for bashing the original story while cashing Disney's check. Their message was simple. If you hate the classics so much, why take the role? And the audience got it loud and clear. Social media exploded with clips from the special. Rachel became less of a lead actress and more of a symbol of everything fans felt was wrong with modern Hollywood. The damage wasn't just reputation, it was cultural. After two of TV's sharpest satirical voices had their say, the only person who didn't get the joke was Rachel Zegler. The public roast hit a nerve, and Rachel did what any spiraling celebrity does in 2025. She went live on Instagram. Her tearful live stream was meant to be a heartfelt plea. Instead, it came off as fragile damage control. She talked about the pressure, the hate, the expectations, but for many, it felt a little too late. This wasn't about one movie anymore. It was about an entire industry's frustration, and Rachel became the face of it. Meanwhile, the cracks behind the scenes were showing. Andrew Bernhardt, who plays the prince through subtle shade and interviews joking about his scenes being cut, Gal Gadot, she stayed silent, and Disney, they stopped letting Rachel speak for the brand. Appearances were canceled, marketing scaled back, and casting rumors that once centered around her gone. Zegler's career was supposed to skyrocket. Instead, her name became synonymous with one of Disney's most controversial flops. And not just because of the film itself, but because of what she said before it even hit theaters. At this point, the movie wasn't the main story. The backlash was. The headlines weren't about fairy tales. They were about studio silence, failed messaging, and an actress at the center of a cultural flameout. Disney had quietly started distancing itself from its own leading lady. Rumors swirled that executives were furious with Sellers' interviews and social posts. One source even claimed a producer had to personally ask her to take down a political tweet that clashed with the film's family-friendly branding. She refused. The fallout wasn't just online. Behind the curtain, casting directors quietly moved on. Future roles stalled. PR teams started listing her as a watchlist client. The industry loves a hot new thing. Until the heat burns the whole studio. And just when the noise seemed too quiet, South Park teased another special. More satire, more roasting, more of Rachel Zegler on the cultural chopping block. Hollywood might be rethinking how it does princesses. So what happens now is Rachel Zegler the scapegoat for a deeper issue in modern storytelling? Or did she truly fumble the bag all on her own? Can Disney course correct? Or are we watching the slow fade of a once reliable fairy tale formula? One thing is clear, when both The Simpsons and South Park come for you in the same month, you're no longer just in the headlines. You're in the history books. Let us know what you think in the comments. Is this the beginning of the end for woke Hollywood, or just the start of a bigger backlash? Either way, one thing's for sure, the dwarves might have sat this one out, but the audience didn't.